You're going to be learning about a new concept today. You need your number line out. You're learning about a concept known as absolute value. It says find the absolute value of -7. All an absolute value means is that you count from that number to 0, and you count the spaces as you're doing it. So I go find -7. -7's here, and here's 0. Okay, you might want to circle that. You're counting from -7 to 0. So you start at -7. Don't count when you start to -7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted to 7, so that's your absolute value. Now find the absolute value of +2. So here's +2. Remember, I'm trying to get to 0. So 1, 2. Okay, so 2. The absolute value of -5. So -5 to 0. Don't count, don't say 1 when you're at -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the absolute value of +6. So here's +6. I gotta get to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's pretty much what you're doing in this assignment. Stay with it here. Okay. Now, absolute value has a symbol. It's the number inside of two brackets. It's not a parentheses, it's two braces, brackets, braces, whatever. Okay. So you put equals and you go find +3 to 0. So 1, 2, 3. You start at +3, you count the spaces to count to 0. 1, 2, 3. So 3. The absolute value of -2. So you're at -2, you count to 0. 1, 2. Absolute value of -8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just counting. The absolute value of +5. So +5 to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then on the final page, we actually have an operation in the absolute value. Okay, it says -3 plus 2. -3 plus 2. So on a calculator, if you need to, go -3 plus 2. That's -1. Now, make your brackets and put -1, and then figure out what the absolute value of -1 is. So -1 to 0. That's pretty easy. 1, and I'm there. Okay, the absolute value of 5 plus 4. So I take 5 plus 4, that's going to be 9. Okay, so I have the absolute, don't just put 9 down, you have the absolute value of 9. Now you figure out what that equals. Now if 9 doesn't have a sign, it's a positive. Okay, so +9 to 0. So here's 0, here's +9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the absolute value of -3 plus 8. So I figure out the operation from within the absolute value. So -8 plus 3 is -5. So now we have the absolute value of -5. We have to figure out what that equals. So I'm going from -5 to 0. 1. So when you count, don't say 1 at -5. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then -2 minus 4. -2 minus 4 is -6. And the absolute value of -6 to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it.